Hello everybody and welcome back to the GCU Dynasty here on March Madness Legacy. We just wrapped up the first season here for the Lopes where we lost in the round of 32 to the number 4 seed UNC Tar Heels. The Houston Cougars were the first team to take home the trophy against Miami. So today we're going to go through the full offseason. We'll go through the preseason as well. So very interested to see what happens. I haven't gone through a full offseason in a while here, so it's going to kind of be touch and go. But here's just a kind of look at our overview for this season. Which one is it? I want to see like our, is it yearbooks? I must complete a year first before I look at the yearbook. I guess it's is it my coach statistics? So we went 29-4. Second round in the postseason, no preseason or no conference title, I mean. But there's something else I wanted to see. Is it coach report card? Yes, it is. Okay, so winning percentage 87.9%, 15-1, 14-3 in the non-conference, and 0-1 versus the top 25. So we have a great job security, of course. So very, very interesting year for Coach Flanagan. So we are going to sim to the end of the period, I guess. And we'll see what happens here. So continuing to simulate from here, we'll delete all of your emails, box scores, and tournament results. Let's stop the simulation just so we can. I forgot that you can check the NIT here. So let's just take a look, see who won the NIT. So it looks like it was Seton Hall and Furman, and Seton Hall gets it done. So I believe we played Seton Hall. I think we beat them. All right. So we'll sim to the end of the period. We'll continue the simulation here. So start off season. Okay. All right. So what's this one? Go to verbal agreement. So remember, we had three guys here that wanted to sign with us. Now, do I get to see any additional information here, or are we kind of cooked? So they really wanted me to sign this guy. So remember, we have 6 scholarships. We are losing one of each position. So point guard, we're losing 2 shooting guards, and we're losing a small forward, power forward, and center. So we have already one of our shooting guards, Omens. I think we really need to sign him. Tim Tam as well. And yeah, we're just going to sign all these guys. I know they're only 2 stars. But I was impressed by them. And then we have a ton of points here for the off-season recruiting. So that checks off our point guard at least, one of our shooting guards, and our power forward. So we need desperately a small forward. Otherwise, we're stuck with Martin Black. We need a center and a shooting guard, ideally. So let's get it done. And here's just a reminder of what these guys look like on the scouting report. So stats per game, not great, of course. But the game really wanted me to get him. Tim Tam, he was better points per game. Okay assists, okay rebounds. But Steve Oman, this dude's a baller. Look at this, 13 points a game, 49% from 3. That's what we want on this team. So very excited for him. All right. So I think that's it for verbal agreements. So we're just going to go one day at a time. I don't know if I'm going to get messages or anything. I don't think anything changes here. Yeah, they're still signed. I just want to make sure I don't do anything dumb, of course. Alright, so here's the players leaving. So this is where we get to see if anybody is transferring away, and nobody is. So, like I said, we're losing our top 6 scorers at the end of the episode. All 5 of our starters, plus Poe Castle. So, very upsetting that we're losing these guys. Alton Jackson, gone. Lad Sexton, gone. Heimlich Eisenberg is gone. Check Doge, Binks, McBurnfinger, and Poe Castle. So, this team's going to be looking a lot different next season. And there's not really anything we can do. I did hear the little bell, so we're going to go check on what that means in our message center. Alumni Association, our recruiting class. I'll say this. You and your staff have done a great job on the recruiting trail this year. I think it's a good, but we'll see improved attendance next season and also a boost to our budget. Awesome. So we're going to get a budget boost. That's what we ideally wanted. Because higher budget boost means we can dump more points and explore other players. Alright, so I don't think anybody else is going to pop up, but I'm going to check each day because if we have a chance to get a transfer, you know what I mean? That would be awesome. I don't know how the transferring system works, but I know that we are not having any transfers. So we'll take that. I don't think I can also, like, click on this guy and try and recruit him or anything. So we're just going to keep checking just to make sure. Very excited, though, to get in the meat of this series. Remember, the player names will be changing for those guys that we just signed. They'll be changing to actual SFA players. Alright, so what's going to be next? The McDonald's All-American game, we're not dealing with that. So we're going to go to off-season recruiting is what we're starting with. Okay, so how off-season recruiting works, we have 424 points. So we have a shitload of points. We need 3 players. And pretty much people who have high interest, or highest or high, are the only guys you have a chance at signing. So we primarily, or ideally here, are going to want to sign the 3-star players. I don't really want to deal with any 2-stars. We already have enough 2-stars. We have plenty of points. So I just want to see how many. I'm not going to go past high because those are like the only guys that we have a chance at. Okay, so like I said, we need a shooting guard, a small forward, and a center. So we have, I'm just going to write them down. So shooting guards, we have 1. We have a couple here, actually. There's 3. 4. A lot of shooting guards. Another shooting guard. So 5 3-stars. Come on. Okay. 6 shooting guards and then a center. So Keith Weaver, our only center really on the board. We're desperate to get him for sure. And any small forwards? No. So it looks like Bobby Berry is who we're going to have to grab. No, we have only 2 guys here. Oh, this is not going to do at all. All right. Do we have any medium interest that's, like, any good? A 2-star center. And then very low, of course. Terrible. All recruits, ESPN 100. Of course, nobody's going to want us. Interested prospects. That's all of them. Yeesh, all right. So that's just kind of how, so we kind of have basically 5 shooting guards we get to kind of choose from. The 3 shooting guards, Barry, Derek. Ay. All right, so we only have 3 shooting guards. We got to, or small forwards. So we got to try and find, I guess, the one that we are gonna like the most. This is terrible. All right. So how this works, we'll start with the center because we know we're gonna like him. Just like regular recruiting, we're gonna send a letter of interest, and then we're also going to. We have plenty of points. Let's see, 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 points. So if I watch their games, only for them I'm going to do internet research. For the shooting guards and the small forwards, I'll watch their games for scouting, and then we'll just offer scholarships, basically. So he's done. Now we're going to go do all 3 of our small forwards. So we got Mr. Barry here. We're going to send the letter of interest. That unlocks everything. And then for This, we're going to watch his game. He's in a pipeline, so that's why it costs less. And, of course, it puts us all the way back at the top, so we got to go down and find him. So we're going to send the letter of interest. Internet search. Watch his game. Hopefully you can find a 1-star gem here. So it looks like Martin Black's our starter next year. Internet search. Watch your game. Alright, so now we got these 5 shooting guards. So this is where we really can get juicy with it. Because I feel like we're going to be able to find a beast in these guys. So remember, their names aren't going to matter. They're going to change to SFA players depending on who they are. And what they look like and stuff. So we'll go through that in the preseason episode. Probably when we start our first game. So 1, 2, 3. There's a couple more. 4 and 5 here. Send the letter. So just kind of doing the same thing for everybody. Ooh, that guy's expensive. Okay. Rojas, the 6-footer. Alright. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And one more. Angelo Krenzel. We'll watch his game. Alright. So those are the actions, and then the results are always in 1 week. So we're going to simulate to the 12th here. We'll see what was sent to us, of course. In the message center first, 10 recruiting items. So these are all the scouting reports, of course. All right. From our 9 prospects. Alright, so go to off-season recruiting here. Alright, so we've got Weaver. This is the first guy. We know we want him. We're currently in second. 15 points a game. He looks pretty good. We're just immediately going to offer the scholarship. We're not going to do too much. He's highly interested in us, so let's just get him as quickly as possible. Now, these guys. So, we already lost Ahmet. He's already signed with Baylor. I don't know how Baylor's already cooking, but the overall here is a D- for Derek Robinson. These guys are not going to be very good. So, we might have to move, like, Husky Boyle to small forward. So, let's take a look, though, at least. So, he's interested in us the most. They didn't give us any of the stuff. He has the ability to control the game on the offensive end. Average at best rebounder. Okay, I guess we haven't been able to watch his game. Okay, but they're saying he's an F. This guy... And they haven't been able to give us anything here. They're saying he's a D-, so... Okay. The shooting guards, at least. So we have a couple of guys. Once again, these guys watch game results. Okay, so I would like to see the game results, right? So we got a couple of C+ players. Okay, this one we have some stats at least. So 15, 54 for Kretzel. Okay. Holtz. 8, 3, and 5, and 11. Like, he's more of... He's 6'4", passer, scorer. Okay, this guy's tinier. We don't have any stats on him yet. How about Fox? Oscar Fox. 10 points. Yikes. All right, Feely here. 8, 57, 2, and 9. All right, so Oral Feeney, he is a big-time 3-point. He also has those assists. That's huge. So the passing scoring is awesome for him. And then Navari. We don't have anything for Navari yet. Okay, so I really like Feeney. Out of the guys we have, Feeney, and I like Krenzel. But I like Feeney more. So, Feeney, I'm going to offer a scholarship. I would like to just lock him in. He has the best... assisting out of any of these guys that we've seen. He's 6'2". Illinois C+. I'm all for it. And then, did I already offer to this guy? Just want to make sure. Yes, I offered the scholarship. Okay. So now we just got to kind of make a decision here. Do we want to potentially wait on the small forwards, or do we want to just go after the D- guy from Oklahoma? I mean, let's sim forward one day because it hasn't given us the stats yet. You know what I mean? Still no stats. Alright, screw it. We're just going to offer this guy. We only have Martin Black on the roster. We just need we need a body. Unless there's like a power forward that we could like move. I don't think so. Like a super tall, like Fox, could he play? Probably not. Passer scorer for Derek Robinson, Bobby Berry. 6'5", 209 is a better build. Alright, let's go with this guy. Yeesh. Definitely going to eat a red shirt. Okay, so we'll see if we can sign these guys. We'll advance to the 19th. Alright, this guy has not made his decision. And Feeney we got. Alright. Beautiful. So we got the shooting guard of the future. And we got the center. So 2 of the 3 biggest positions. Now we're just waiting for this gentleman. So let's go to off-season recruiting. And he signs. Beautiful. All right. So we got all of our commitments. 2 3-stars, 3 2-stars, and 1 2-star. All right. So we're going to sim ahead to red shirts here. So I think this is this where we can... Is this where we can see our vibe? Chad Barber. Okay, so who's our highest overall now? Yeesh, this is not going to tell me. Okay. So Scotland's a 79. Beavers is a 79. Manjube. Come on, bro. There's got to be a way to, like... I guess not. Okay. Anyways. Okay, so our point guard, Rylan Warrenberg. Is there any other point guards? Shaquille Wildgoose up to a 75. Okay, so here are our guys. Who did I take from 15th and put in the starting lineup? Oh, Manjube. I forgot about Manjube Moonman. All right, so we're not dead at small forward. Hold on, we actually might be cooking. So this guy, the 1-star, is a 61. He'll catch a red shirt for sure. But these guys, Omens, he's a 63 freshman. The point guard, Tim Tam, 66 overall. The power forward that they really wanted us to get is a 67. So some pretty nasty players. So it looks like a 2-star is mid-70s, or mid-60s, I mean. A 1-star is low 60s. And then a 3-star is low 70s. So big get here for Keith Weaver. And then Oral Feeney, 6'2", 171 at shooting guard, is going to be one of our new players. All right, so let's just quickly go through. So our centers are going to be Scotland and Valverde to start. So I think we can probably redshirt Weaver if we want to. He might be good enough to play. Beavers, power forward, he's the best one. Husky Boyle, number 2. And then Dale for sure catching a red shirt. All right. Manju Moomin, 76. He will start. Martin Black is also 76, so those two will kind of interchange. We'll see who gets the start and who doesn't. And then where's our other small forward? He's definitely catching the red shirt here. Okay. And also, I saw Valverde coming a couple times. They're keeping him at the freshman red shirt. I like that. All right. It didn't screw me over. All right, shooting guards. Chad Barber's a 76. Feeney's a 71. And Omens is a 63. So Feeney will get playing time in his first year. He's probably the only freshman who will see the field. So we're going to redshirt Omens. Okay, and then point guard, Rylan Warrenberg, Shaquille Wild Goose. And then Tim Tam, he will you've already redshirted the maximum amount of players? What? Okay, so we're going to remove the red shirt then for Weaver because he's better. Bro, it just removed all my red shirts. Red shirt 1. Bro, where are my red shirts? Okay, there we go. So, these 4 gentlemen will catch the red shirts. We'll run an 11-man vibe. So, the starter is going to be Warrenberg. Shooting guard is likely going to just be Barber and Feeney. We'll see who Feeney becomes. Very interesting. Beavers is the starter. And now this year we only have two gentlemen who will be leaving the team. So Scotland and Rylan Warrenberg are only seniors this year. All right, so we only have 2 guys we need to bring in. So nice. Okay, so we'll have to figure out who Weaver and Feeney are and all these guys are. But yeah, that's where we're gonna be. Very, very tough screen there. My apologies. I'm sure that wasn't fun to look at. And I don't want to cut any of the guys if I don't have to, right? So, like, we could just cut this guy, but might as well keep him around to see what happens. Alright, so let's sim up, and it doesn't look like we've gotten invited to a new conference unless it's about to pop up here. Be really sad if we don't get into a new conference. I don't want to be in the WAC again. So if you look at the top conferences, a lot of 5 stars, of course. Let's look at the WAC. We are the top. Everybody else just getting 1 stars. We got a couple of players. So it feels like a bad class, but it really isn't. We got a couple of 3 stars. So nicely done for us. Okay. So start new year. Come on. Are we going to get like a... Alright, congratulations, Coach. We've been invited to the Maui Invitational Tournament. Alright, so remember the last one we lost to Vanderbilt to start the year. We will participate in the Maui Invitational, but I don't see us getting promoted to a new conference. Dang it, man. Another year in the WAC. Shame. So we are a B+. We are projected to dominate, of course. We're not an A anymore. So the only team really in contention with us is going to be Seattle. Okay. Here's a look at our team. Overall rating, we're an A-. Starters, our depth's not very good. Media poll, it looks like we're preseason ranked, though. Look at that. Ranked number 22 in the preseason. We have 275 points. Okay, we only have 2 scholarships. That's why it's so low. Here's a look at the roster. So, no 80 overall players. So, we did definitely regress, but very interested to see these 2 new players. And I'll debut who they are in the next episode. So, custom schedule. I'm not going to mess with the schedule here. I'm just going to let it cook what it wants to cook, because when you remove games, you add games, it's like all messed up. So it has us facing Duke, Maryland, Colorado, Oregon. What is this? People want the GCU smoke now. So we're at Virginia Tech versus Ole Miss. So it looks like it's going to be a lot more difficult of a path. We have South Dakota State and Townsend on the schedule. Buffalo, St. Louis, BYU. A lot of games here. Memphis will be tough. Furman made the finals of the NIT before our conference slate starts here in January. All right, I'm looking forward to it. Looks like it's going to be fun. Games available to add, none. Strength of schedule is a 3, so I guess we'll take it. Like I said, I'm not going to mess around with that. Preseason training, okay. So once again, the shooting for our backcourt guys. This is just kind of how I like to do this. 30 and 30 and 20 and 20. Give them a lot more conditioning and shooting. The front court is going to be definitely more geared towards these. Yeah, we don't need too much conditioning from those guys. And player focus, same as last year. Let's get our reserves up. Actually, I mean, let's go at least 60-40. Alright, so that's what we're going to do for our training. Now, preseason recruiting. So remember, we only need 2 guys this season. So, I always forget how this works, but not everybody shows up from preseason to the, So is there any top 100 players that like us? No. Okay, so these are the highest players that like us. We got a 3-star, couple of 3-stars. Shepard, Nicholas, Riggs, another Sexton, Tyler Sexton. Is that the brother of Ladd? So before I go into this deeper, let me just quickly refresh myself. Who are our seniors? It's Craig Scotland that we're going to have to replace. And it's going to be Warrenberg. So point guard and center are the targets. Okay. So we got point guard. So 3 point guards here. So B- offense, D+. I'm not liking the D+. This guy looks pretty good. Ian Nicholas, of course. If we cut the 1-star player, he's going to get redshirted anyways. Instead, we go after this guy. Will it give us another scholarship? I might have already missed that part of the season where you can, like, cut players. So I probably should have cut the 61 overall, if I'm being honest. Okay, so that's what we'll do next year. So we will not go after this guy because he's actually pretty good. And then we've got some very good guys. So it looks like, of course, Tyler Sexton's going to be the move here. We've got a center, a 1-star center. Yuck. All right, anybody? Okay, a 3-star high. That's what we want to see. All right. So 1 star, so we got a 3-star high. C and a B-. And a lot of very lows. All right. This is everybody's interested in us in the preseason recruiting. I mean, Matt Fleming, a C- and a B- versus, I mean, I think Tyler Sexton's the guy that we want. A 3-star center. Yeah, okay, so Fleming Fleming is the center. I'm just writing this down because it all disappears. He has high interest in us. Sexton is our #1 target. And then if you look at the other guys we have to add, then we'd probably want Riggs. And then finally 3 at Shepherd. Yeah, I don't know if there's anybody here that we're going to be able to ever chase. You know what I mean? So I think we just got to slowly but surely get more interested guys. Because last season we didn't even have anybody interested in us who was a 3-star. So now we got a couple of them. So I think it's just kind of a slowly but surely race. Let's see, what was his challenge for us this season? 3-star recruit, a C+ defensive rated player, an A average potential rated recruit. That's not going to happen, but okay. Appreciate the vibe. Yeah, only 4 targets here. Remember, we can always go to the offseason as well. So we're going to press start the regular season. Here we go. So the first game will be against Virginia Tech, and it looks like the Maui Invitational starts down here. So we'll play the Virginia Tech game, then we'll have Duke be its own episode, and we'll go through the whole tournament if we win that. And then we will probably simulate all the way down to where our ridiculous craziness starts here in the conference tournament. All right, very interested to see how we play this season. So let's take a look at what the message center is giving us. So a new alumni challenge. The alumni are counting on a big win in our home opener. I'm hearing that they will reward the team with a facility upgrade if we can grab a win against Virginia Tech. All right. So we are ranked to start the year. Don't know how long that will last. And then before we get out of here, let's just go back into recruiting and kind of get our starting vibe going. So where are my guys? Okay, here we go. So we're very interested in Mr. Tyler Sexton here. Since this is, of course, you just want to do the internet search, and then I guess we probably want to, do I want to spend points on watching games? Probably. At least for these 3 gentlemen. So, send the letters. Same thing we did in the, so this one's way too high. We'll only do the internet search for Riggs. That's just too many points. That's ridiculous. This guy is also in a pipeline, so we'll be fine with that. So those are the only 3 we wanted. And then we had one more, Mr. Fleming here. He's going to be a bit harder to coerce into being on our team, so... We're going to undo that. And him, we might have to do a little bit more work. So, those are the 4. We're going to obviously wait a week. That will be sometime in the next episode that we check in on this. But lastly, let's just take a look at our team. Now, this is the first time we can look at yearbooks. So, the 2009 yearbook. This is awesome. So, 29-4, obviously. We were first place in the conference. We didn't win it, though. Final RPI, final ranking. We were an at-large bid in the 2nd round. So, love that you can scroll between this stuff. And it doesn't have our team leader, unfortunately. It didn't save this correctly. As I guess it's only current players, which doesn't make any sense. So, sad that it didn't save that properly. Sad that didn't save our team leaders properly, but that's alright. Alright, so I'll name and edit our new players a little bit later. But Rylan Warrenberg's your starter. Chad Barber will be our starter at shooting guard. He'll make his debut. And if we look at the overalls, Chuck Valverde looks to be our second best center. Husky Boyle as well, our second best. Shaquille Wild Goose in for Warrenberg. So Warrenberg's up to an 80. So Warrenberg's our best player this season. Looks like Martin Black also a 77. So I'm going to have to figure out who we want to start. So better field goal percentage for Martin Black. Three-pointer for Manjube is higher. Steal is higher for this guy. The dunk is higher for Manjube, of course. Block better for Martin Black. Offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds. Offensive ability, defensive ability, speed, quickness, vert. It feels like Manjube is supposed to be better. Feels like Manjube is the better player. So we're going to at least rock with Manjube right now. Kind of be like last year where Martin Black probably should be our second guy in. I mean, maybe even our sixth man. Husky Boyle, and then Shaquille Wild Goose, and then finally these gentlemen coming in when they're needed. I think so. So Oral Feeney, he will play this year. 81 three-pointer. Leash, this stuff. Where's this is the thing that matters. The scoring distance, shooting range. Okay, so Feeney, he can hit threes. Keith cannot. All right. So that's enough waffling. I'll let you guys know who these guys are next season. I'll edit the players. That will be the beginning of next episode. Then we'll face Georgia Tech. But we're going to get to see in that first game the debut of a couple of freshmen, but also the debut of Shaquille Wild Goose and Manjube Moonman, our new starter. So we've seen, and Chad Barber. So a lot of new faces. This is going to be awesome. So this is where the series, I feel, really starts. We'll see what happens with the Lopes. Of course, the goal is to win the conference. Pissed that we didn't get through the WAC. We have to deal with crashing and stuff still. But nevertheless, this has been a lot of fun. Very excited. This is what our preseason bracket looks like. We're the 4 seed, Duke's the 5. Nebraska or Bama awaits. Ooh, this could be so much fun. All right. So cannot wait for that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.